माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर साजिद अंसारी, कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट फ्रॉम लखनऊ। मैं इस वक्त हार्ट फेलियर के बारे में कुछ डिस्कस करूँगा। I mean, we know that every patient having the cardiovascular disease, ultimately he will end up into heart failure either in terms of with reduced ejection fraction or preserved ejection or mid-range ejection fraction. Friends, I will be more happy to discuss why this happen. If you see the SSC classification, even the grade 1 hypertension means structurally and functionally heart is looking normal. There is some problem is there, and what is that problem? That early change in the cardiomyocytes that started, and what is that change? It started with the overload of calcium and relaxation abnormality. So, mechanistically cardiomyocyte is doing well. So, because of increased filling pressure and turn up into this disease process. So, same thing happen in the diabetes and hypertension. In hypertension, concern is heart failure, the preserved ejection fraction, where commonest cause is hypertensive heart disease, where the LA volume high, pressure overload is high, there is concentric hypertrophy of left ventricle, there is raised pulmonary capillary wedge pressure. But in the HFrEF, what happen in heart failure? The reduced ejection fraction is low, and that is a terminal end up process, that is not early process. That is why I am discussing why this happens. So, if we want to treat the HFrEF patient, we should be intervene from the quite early phase, that should be effective on the individual cardiomyocytes, and that should be effect on their integrity, and that should be effective in terms of reducing preload, improving afterload, and improving the contractile function, pumping capacity of heart. And how that is possible? We know that is a very wonderful molecule, empagliflozin. Empagliflozin have the 2-3 phase trial. One is the EMPA heart outcome. We know that in the HFrEF patient, this is the one molecule having the direct mortality benefit. And from where this data came, if you will see the publication, this causes reduction in the filling pressure. There is a diminish in E by E prime, what we call in transmitral flow velocity and tissue Doppler velocity, that is decreased. So, ultimately LA pressure is decreased. And second one is, and if you see the effect on the ventricular myocardium, there is a decrease in the concentric hypertrophy of left ventricle, there is a decrease in muscle mass, and at the same time if you see the afterload, there is a reduction in the afterload. So, in the one molecule you have effective on the 3 axis, the reduction in preload by reducing the filling pressure, there is improving in the contractile portion of the ventricle, that is by effect on this mechanical effect on this cardiomyocyte, and improving the level of calcium overload and improving. And one more important thing I will remember here, myocardial fuel energetics, that is improved by this SGLT2 inhibitor. Today I am discussing about the empagliflozin, that is somehow some class effect, and at the same time there is a decrease in afterload and there is an increase in the pumping capacity. So, ultimately you are giving the improvement in filling pressure, improvement in contractile portion, that in terms of effective in the HFrEF patient, and also there is symptomatic relief. And one thing is, while treating the HFrEF, we have a lot of things in our armamentarium. So, if we counting in terms of NNT and giving to mortality benefits, so we have the two group drug that is equally important, SGLT2 and ARNI, and there is a lot of debate and discussion is going which first, either SGLT2 or ARNI first. So, this need to be discussion of physician, and there is some direct evidence says that even this molecule, this SGLT2 have came the subsequent trial that this is effective in non-diabetic subset also. So, just to treating the heart failure patient, especially HFrEF, is a tricky question, because in nowadays 4-5 molecule is on our, that is a mandatory, and that is having the reducing the more providing the better mortality benefit. So, SGLT2 ARNI is out of them, and then beta blocker and diuretics and MRA, all this. So, keeping the hemodynamics in the mind, you should be adjust the dose of all this group of medicine, and which first SGLT2 or ARNI, this need to further debate and discussion. Either patient is a HFrEF is either a diabetic proposition, either diabetic cardiomyopathy, or having on the same time diabetes. Sometimes there discussion is going that SGLT2 seem to be better, and then subsequently after build up the hemodynamics is tolerating, then you go for the ARNI. And but sometimes if the patient is from non-diabetic individual, in my practice, if someone is from the non-diabetic and having the HFrEF with reduced ejection fraction, I am going with ARNI, and then subsequently after making the good hemodynamic parameter, if he is tolerating and maintaining the electrolyte parameters and creatinine, then I am adding SGLT2. So, with all these sort of things we are able to manage this HFrEF with reduced ejection fraction well. Thank you. This all from my side.